Hello friends, it's Heather Regan. I hope you're doing well. If you're new to me, my name is Heather Regan. I already said that, I'll say it again. I am a soul-centered psychotherapist, a nationally certified counselor, and a huge advocate for safer beauty. I am also a huge lover of all things wellness and fitness, and I hope that you're doing fabulous today. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if y'all caught in my little introduction, it was what was going through my mind was, let's talk about food, baby. Let's talk about you and me. But there was no pepper emoji, only salt. Hi guys, hi friends joining me. I'm so happy to see you today. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that a new kind of, it's actually not really a new undertaking, in that any of you guys that know me well know that I have been a huge fan and advocate of intuitive eating, of nutrition, of finding what works right for me and for my body and sharing that for others. And many of you that know me also know that I don't diet. I don't count calories. I love to do all things in my life intuitively. And I have some kind of trauma in the past. And so I'm telling you a little bit of this history just so you can understand how important and how amazing this program is, okay? So I have a history of eating disorders, now 20-something years ago. So it's a very long time ago. I'm very much healed. But for a long time afterwards, my internet went out. For a long time afterwards, I kind of went the other direction. I was so anti-program or dieting that, I would eat ice cream for breakfast and I would eat, cupcakes for breakfast because I had deprived myself for so long. And I think that for anybody recovering from an eating disorder, that's often a necessary part of the journey. Thank you for all the hearts and the love. Thank you. It's a very necessary part of the journey, and I so honor that part of my journey. What happened and how I've grown and what's transpired is that whereas back then I was so focused on food as it related to weight and as it related to clothing size and inches that I just could not in any way fathom doing any kind of program. It just triggered me. As I've grown and become more in tune with myself, my body, my spirit, just life and mindfulness, I have realized that eating poorly is also a form of deprivation. If you think that eating poorly and feeling like crap is also a form of deprivation, drop me a 1 in the comments. I'd love to know, because see, that was a major mind shift for me. Is gosh, yes, I can now have this for breakfast, but I feel like crap the rest of the day. So I started refining what I ate. And interestingly enough that I used that choice of words, the first thing I did was give up refined food. This was many years ago. Processed, refined sugars. I have not had refined processed sugar now in 3.5 years. I gave up gluten and carbs for a long time, and we're going to talk about that too. I haven't had gluten now, mostly give or take, other than a few accidents, probably 2.5 years, maybe 2 years, and I've recently given up dairy. Off and on, I still have a few slips in there sometimes. I'm a lover of cheese, and that's like my last thing to go. But again, I've noticed that when I eat cheese, I feel awful, and that's deprivation. And so now it's more important to me to feel better. I also had a bit of a trauma, so I started working out. So I used to many years ago use exercise as a form of deprivation and punishment as well. Like you ate, you got to exercise 3 times a day. So back about 3 or 4 years ago, I started training. I began to love fitness for the way it made me strong. And I started training for Spartan race. And I dusted this off this morning just to show you guys, and because I'm going to put it back on. It's special to me. My husband gave me this chain. It's a kettlebell, and it has my initials on it. And on the back it says, I don't know if you can read it, it says Spartan Chick. And it has the date on it. It has, no, this is going to make me cry. think I was gonna cry. Every time I go live, I cry. This is really deep for me. I think that's why I'm crying. So bear with me. March 23rd, 2014. So literally 2 days later, I was training. 2 days later, I was wearing this. I took my little boys to the gym to show them, to teach them how to take care of themselves and their bodies. Oh my God, what is happening? And this is really important to me. And I'm also giving you this history because I don't in any way want my certification to be interpreted as a diet. Joe, hi Joe. I cry on every Facebook Live. This is nothing new. I just didn't think I was gonna cry today. I cry all the time. We're all good with it. We're all used to it. But I broke my tailbone that day. I was training and I was so proud of myself. And the race was like maybe 2 weeks away, and I broke my tailbone. The place I was working out had a really janky, what are the things you call, I was doing box jumps. It had a like homemade box, and I was like showing my kids, and I literally I remember I said to my Ethan, it was kind of funny now, I was like, this is how you do this correctly. Like, this is the right form. And I jumped up and the whole box like tipped, and I went right back on my coccyx and like right on the cement, and I broke my coccyx in 3 different places. I could not even crawl out of that place. Like it was awful. So went to urgent care, they took x-rays, and they said, you can't work out for like at least 3 months. Like you can't even do anything. And so obviously I couldn't do my race, but then what happened is I got pregnant with Quinn. So this was in March. She was born January the next year. So if you want to do the math, that's what happens when you stop exercising and you're laid up in bed. Your husband comes after you, okay? I got pregnant with Quinn. And then not only did I not do much exercise at that time, but my tailbone rebroke in childbirth. And so as it's healed on its own naturally, my body just didn't feel good. It feels all kinds of tight and wonky. And anyways, here's where I'm going with this, is that I kind of felt like there's some kind of trauma around any exercise other than like walking or yoga. And this program I'm getting ready to tell you about has just given me a new love for fitness again. And it's super special. So we've established that, hi sweetheart. We've established that Heather doesn't diet. She has a massive love for health and nutrition, and she's got a little PTSD around box jumps and working out, right? Until introduce in this amazing program that I did after I did keto. So here's what happened. So I did keto for 2 years when I was not exercising, lost tons of weight, kept it off, and got very sick. So I got, I formed hypothyroidism, and I got some adrenal fatigue, right? So I'm the thinnest I've ever been in my life, but I feel like shit. So I went to my functional medicine doctor this past January in New York City, and she said, Heather, you have to have carbs. I don't care that you've lost weight. Like, your body needs carbs. Like, this is not good for you. Maybe it's good and it works for other people. And if you've done and you're doing keto and it's working for you, more power to you. I'm talking about my body, okay? It was not good for my body, and it caused a lot of problems. And for somebody like me who has had autoimmune disease, it really exacerbated it. And it made it worse. And it gave me some new problems. And so I reintroduced carbs. And I didn't probably do that the correct way at the time. But what happens when you've done keto for 2 years and you reintroduce carbs? The same thing that's going to happen to anybody. I gained a good 5 to 7 pounds, and my body is really loving to hold on to them because I deprived it for so long. And I tell you this because just like when I was eating after healing from my eating disorder, and I was eating ice cream for breakfast. It's a process. And I am honoring my body. I love my body so much. And I literally talk to it in the way of like, it's okay, sweetheart. Like, if you need to hold on to the 5 pounds of that, that almond bread, then you do that, because I'm going to take care of you. And I trust my body now more than ever, which is why I'm super excited to introduce you to the program that I found works amazingly for me. And I'm going to say right off the bat, there's no supplements or shakes you have to buy, people. There's nothing you have to purchase. This is an actual program. It is called the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I am submitting my final exam for certification today. I went through an interview. I applied and I had to go through an interview process. So I went through interviews. They don't just take anybody. I got selected, and I've been studying, and I'm getting ready to take my final exam today. I'm super excited. I want to tell you what makes it different and why it works. Because there are a few reasons. First of all, the motto is progress, not perfection, okay? Which is super important to me, because you guys all know that to me, dieting is about black and white, and it's about perfection, and I'm just not going there in my life anymore. I spent too many years recovering from that. And another thing that's beautiful is the Faster Way utilizes something that was very much recommended to me by my functional doctor for healing, and something that is helping me feel better and better with every day, and that is intermittent fasting. So this program utilizes intermittent fasting daily and on a monthly schedule. So we change it up, as well as though it is keto-ish, and that we do very much have a few low carb days, but we then cycle and we have carbs again. And it has gotten my body used to having, and when I say carbs, I am referring to healthy carbs. I am referring to whole foods, carbs like sweet potatoes and quinoa and brown rice, and carbs that are amazing for our bodies, things that we should not be denying our bodies, okay? Because it may work for a little while, but it really does catch up with you. And the thing is, for me, is that keto was sustainable for a little while, for a few years, and that's more than a little while. But when my doctor told me to add carbs back in, sometimes you don't realize how much your body needs something until you realize how that you've kind of been living at this level of like non-energy, and you got used to it. Once I had some healthy carbs again, and I'm talking fruit. You guys, I went years without fruit. That is just not good. Like, the way I look at it is, if God made it, we should be eating it. That's what I think. So the program uses, I'm going to go back. I know I'm all over the place, and I'm sorry. I didn't expect to get emotional, but a lot of this involves my own history and how things led me to this point. And I think it's very important for that to feel understood, because this is not a fad diet. It's not just something new that I grabbed hold of. I prayed about this a lot, and God brought me this program as a form of healing. And yes, it is called the Faster Way to Fat Loss, and yes, you will release fat, but you will gain so much more. You will gain an ability to be able to have all foods again in a way that fuels your body, and you do not feel deprived. You will find that you gain energy and clarity and a new love for fitness as well. Which I'll talk about that in a minute. But so we do have our days that are lower carb, and then we have our days which are regular macros. So we do not count calories. In fact, we don't weigh. Okay, so when I tell you guys this isn't a diet, I want you to very much understand we're encouraged not to weigh. We're encouraged to get off the scale, because this is so much more important than what you lose. We're looking at non-scale victories and gains, vitality, a glow. Like, these are all things that this program has given me, that intermittent fasting has given me. So we do some carb cycling. I hope I'm still going. My internet keeps cutting in and out. So we're utilizing intermittent fasting. We're using carb cycling, and we're utilizing counting micronutrients, or using micronutrients as a guide. And what I am referring to when I say macro, I said micro. Macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. And so some days we have more fat, some days we have greater carbs, etc. It's actually very easy once you learn, but the most beautiful thing is that we're never deprived. Ever, never deprived. And on Saturdays, it's even treat day. So if you want to have that wine, if you want to have a donut, for me, if I want to have a gluten-free treat, I certainly can, and it's amazing. So I'm going to go into each one in more detail in subsequent lives, and teach you a little bit more about intermittent fasting, about carb cycling. But today I just wanted to introduce you to the program and the concept, because although I already talk about nutrition a lot, I'm going to be talking about these particular things more, as well as fitness. I'm so excited to finally have gotten over this fear of fitness again. And I have got my kettlebell back out. I've got my dumbbells back out. So the program does come with fitness. Do not worry, I do not lead the workouts, because we all know how that would go. It would be me tripping and spilling things and snorting with laughter. I just participate alongside you, but I am your coach in all things. So the creator of the program, is 15 years in the fitness industry. Her name is Amanda Truss, and she is amazing. And so each day corresponds, there's a brand new workout, changes up with every week and every day. And each day of fitness corresponds to that day's macronutrients goals. So for example, when you're doing a higher fat day, or a low carb day, if you want to look at it like that, we do high intensity interval training. Sometimes it's referred to as Tabata, which I love because it's very quick. I do it at home, even in between clients, with Quinn running around, and it's amazing. And we do that in order to deplete glycogen stores and burn fat, right? When we do something that's very important that I've fallen in love with also is strength training. We do strength training on many days, on our regular macro days, and it guides you. I neglected strength training, and especially when you're getting into your 40s, like, it is so important for us to be building muscle. I do not want osteoporosis. I want to have good posture. I want to stand up tall and straight. I want to be strong and be able to lift. And this is important to me. Strength physically lends itself also to strength mentally and emotionally. And I'm ready. So I've started lifting again. I love it. I still have a long ways to go, but you know what? That's okay. We all do. We're all humans doing this together. And then we have rest days as well, where we can do gentle walking and yoga, etc. And all of these are provided to you, and they're provided in different levels. Beginner, they're provided where you can do them at the gym. They're provided where you can do them at home, and they are simply amazing. I'm so proud of this program. So when I found out I could apply to become a coach and go through an interview process, it was just like the stars had aligned. And I just feel like it is so meant to be. I feel like it aligns so much with my brand currently, and just my life with mind, body, and spirit, because that's what the program is to me. It's very much given me back a beautiful holistic view of nutrition, and really understanding why I'm eating whole foods the way I am, and why it's important for me to have whole carbs and good carbs, why it's important for me to do that. And I'm starting to see weight fall off like I did with keto. I do have a few pounds more to lose, because I decided, you know how sometimes you're like, oh, this is working great, but I'm going to try this one more time. So Mick and I decided about a month ago he gained, well, I'll put it this way, I'm not going to say he needed to lose weight, but Mick gained more than I did during my pregnancy with Quinn. That's what we'll say. And he was ready. And so he wanted to do keto. And I said, sure, I'll do it with you, because I wanted to support him. The very first week, my body said, hell no. Not just no, but hell no, Heather. We are not going back here. And I gained 5 more pounds. my first week, and that was with me in ketosis. I know that sounds crazy. I was peeing on sticks and everything. I was even doing the keto, like I was drinking ketones every morning. I gained 5 pounds, and I said, okay, body, I hear you. I'm listening. I'm not going here again. Thank you for talking to me. So I'm so grateful that I tried keto again and that my body said this just is not right for you. And so I'm so excited. As soon as I went back to what I knew to be true, which was this program, The Faster Way to Fat Loss. Here's my little success planner and workout journal, and it has the carb cycle schedule, and it's super easy. I mean, it's broken down super easy. And the amazing thing is we do all, hey Nat, we do all of the coaching, and we do it together in a group right here. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can do the workouts at home. If you say, Heather, I'm not wanting to do the workouts, okay, that's okay. Remember, our motto is progress, not perfection. It is definitely encouraged because we need to move our bodies. And like I said, there's a beginner level as well for people just starting out. If we do push-ups, you can do them against the wall. It doesn't matter what level you are. It just matters that you begin and that you take care of your body and that you move it and that you love it. So I'm super excited to announce that I'm getting ready to be certified. Probably this weekend, I'll get my actual certification paper. I'm super happy. My first group will begin in January, but we will be doing a prep week. So the group is 6 weeks long with 1 prep week in the beginning. So it's a total of 7 weeks. And it is just amazing. The support, I'll be your coach. So the coaching, it's awesome. I'm so excited and I'm so happy to share it with you. I have a wait list already started, and I'm very pleasantly surprised that I've already got a lot of people on it. If you're interested, just put wait list. I'm gonna get you the little form to fill out. So it's just a little Google Doc. You can put wait list. It doesn't tie you into anything. It just means that your name's on the wait list and that you and I can have a private conversation to see if it's right for you. But it doesn't tie you into doing the program, but I'd love to talk with you about it. So if you're interested, just type in wait list. I'd also love to answer questions. So if you have any, you can ask them now or write them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. I'd also love to get you, we do have also a little starter set, a little guide on intermittent fasting and just explaining more about our program. I'd love to get you the link to learn more about that and to get your starter guide. And I'm excited. I think I got emotional in the beginning because I never thought, okay, here it goes. The same way that I'm so passionate about Beauty Counter, I never knew that God would use me in this way. I'm thinking back to that like scared 18-year-old girl that was shamed when she would eat green beans, and she would make herself purge them because she didn't feel worthy of holding food down at all. She being me, 18-year-old girl, she would do step aerobics out for women only 3 times a day in order to punish herself for anything she ate. She was very, very sick around food and fitness. So to know that I felt so much, that I can love my body, whatever phase it's in, that I can love nutrition and a whole food, and that I can love moving my body and wanting to share it with you in a way that just feels so nurturing. Like to know that I'm here, it just feels so good. It's a little scary just because this is new, but I have never been somebody to shy away from anything scary. And I know that when something feels scary or I feel fear, that is God going all out, saying you got to dive in because this is what I'm calling you to do. I know it is. And this program's amazing. And I love it so much because, you know, the program in and of itself is also very much equipping. Oh, thank you so much, Danielle. it's also equipping us as coaches to earn so that we can give back. That's a very big part of the program, which is super important to me. I want to earn more so that I can give more. I want to learn more so that I can help more. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just continuously learning more. I just feel this is so aligned with my counseling and with Beauty Counter, and I'm so very excited. Hi, Em. I'm so very excited to be in the stage of my life where it seems just so aligned. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me. The program's amazing. Emily, who's just chiming in, she's been doing the program and has lost, I don't know, Em, how much you've lost now. You look so amazing. You can tell us in the comments if you feel led. But she's released. I don't like the word lost because traditionally things we lose, we like to find. So I always say released. Is that the famous Beauty Counter lady? Yes, it is. That's so cute, the famous Beauty Counter lady. I think Emily's released like 40 pounds, 50 pounds, a tremendous amount with her coach, Kelsey. And Kelsey is an amazing coach. And Kirsten, who I originally started with, is an amazing coach. Teresa Colson, who I did my interview with, she was so nice when she interviewed me. I was so nervous, and we had so much in common. She's an amazing coach as well. It's just such a beautiful community. I am honored to have been accepted and cannot wait to share it with you. So again, if you would like more information, just drop waitlist in the comments. I'll get you the Google Doc and we can chat. Thank you guys. Or you can message me. If you don't feel comfortable putting it in the comments, you can private message me. I'm a little behind in private messages, to be honest, but I will be getting to them after I do all the things to submit my final exam today. Hi, Robin. I hope that whoever's coming on and joining late, like Robin and Hillary, I hope you'll go back and watch from the beginning, because I share a little bit of my history and why this is so important to me and why I felt so nervous to share it. Thank you guys so much always for joining me, for being part of my world, whether it has to do with counseling, coaching, inspiration, just allowing me to be vulnerable to you about what's on my heart and soul, about nutrition, fitness, food, Beauty Counter, educating you on ingredients that aren't good. It's because I truly care. I want to genuinely make this world a better place. It's what God has called me to do. And I'm entering, and God's bringing me into all of the spaces that I have had hurt. And that's what he does. He uses wounded healers. He uses cracked pots, people to shine their light through all the places that they've been broken and aren't broken anymore. I feel like he has mended my cracks with just liquid gold. And so I think maybe that's my glow. I am honored. It's kind of surreal that I can just be here to teach this and to share. I'm really proud of myself for being so brave the past 20 years that I have been willing always to dive into the most painful, shadowy places that felt so scary, and just look and be willing to go there. Just be willing to look at what felt so tremendously scary, because I always knew that God was using it for more. So I guess, I just want to say to you, if you're in a place in your life that feels painful, but you have some kind of inkling that God's using it for something more beautiful, please don't shy away from it. Please don't drink it away or shop it away or emotionally eat it away. Dive into it and use it, go through it to come out and heal, because there's a much larger purpose here. But God uses people that are willing to go there. And you gotta be willing. And if you need support, get it. I certainly did when I began. We're all human, and it's hard being human. We all need a little support. Whether it's a coach, whether it's a counselor, a therapist, it does not matter. Just find you someone. Whether it's a cat. I got a cat. My niece loves Sir Thomas Carnelian. He's my little fluffy nutter butter. I love you guys, and I thank you for loving me. Like, thanks for loving me. My makeup was on point when I started too, man. Now I'm out crying. That's okay. But hey, you can see how good Beauty Cutter mascara is. It's not all running down my face now, is it? All right. I love you guys. I'm going to go. I hear Mick in there, and he's like, oh my God, she's talked way too long. He always tells me, time. I love you guys. Let me know how I can help you and get you more info, and I'll talk to you later. You'll be hearing more. Bye.